So, hello, and welcome back to Hudson Education Consultants video training. So, I like to ask people when we talk about diversity, inclusion, and belonging, I like to ask people, do you actually know what that means? Do you know what it means for your organization, the people in your sphere? So, let's talk about the meaning of diversity, inclusion, and belonging. So when we're trying to cultivate a culture in our schools or in our community of diversity, inclusion, and belonging, sometimes it could be difficult. It could be taxing. And that's why it's a great idea to actually have a company like us to come in and train and help you build this culture. And as an educator who's been in this space for 35 years, I've taught students from all walks of life. And it is a multicultural society, and we have to know how to make students feel like they belong and feel like they have a place. So, how do we do that? How do we do that? And how do we make sure that we're moving forward in this multicultural society and we are future ready? I like to say, are you future ready? Because it is the future. And if we want not only our students to feel good, we want our faculty, we want our teachers, we want everybody to want to come to the place where they have to be every day and they really enjoy it. So what is diversity? So diversity means change. It means making people feel comfortable because they are different, or we all come from different walks of life. And so when we talk about diversity, we're talking about making the members of our organization or our school, in other words, making them feel good. Because when we make our faculty or teachers or leaders feel good, we retain them. And when we have a brand where our brand says that's what we are about diversity, we are about change, you attract the right kind of people to your organization. So that's diversity. So what is inclusion? So it's like the word says, inclusion, right? And we want to make people feel like they are a part of what we are about. We want to make them feel like they have a voice. We want to make them feel like they're safe with that voice. And so when we talk about inclusion, we're actually talking about including everyone in our circle, or we're talking about including everyone in our organization. And that should be one of the main priorities for us as educators, leaders. And it's a strategy to it. It is a strategy for creating a culture of inclusion. Why? Because people are from all walks of life. We don't understand their cultures. And sometimes we might have biases because we don't understand their cultures. But I like to tell my people and my teachers, don't think of inclusion as, okay, this is something more that I have to do, or this is more work. Think of it as something that you can celebrate. Because when I teach students and they are from everywhere and they're different ages and they're different, cultures, I see where I can actually celebrate these students, and they teach me so much. They teach me so much from their cultures, and they teach me the different ways of life that they come from. So it's really like a celebration of something new. So don't look at it as this is something that I have to add. This is going to be more work, right? So when we focus on a culture of inclusion, we want to be sincere and we want to be meaningful when it comes to everybody in the organization. So belonging, what is belonging? And I like to say that when we create a sense of belonging for our employees, our teachers, our students, when we create a sense of belonging, what I found in my classes when I do that, my students feel safe. They feel like they can have flexibility. They have the freedom to express themselves. And what happens now is they start to trust me. And when they feel free and they feel they can trust me, they open up more and I get better performance from them. So when we create this sense of belonging, it benefits everyone, because now the students, the teachers, they feel like I can actually have a voice and it can be heard. And so diversity, inclusion, and belonging, just creating this culture every day, learning it. And of course, it means continuous learning. When we have this mindset change, and I say change your mindset, change everything, because I had to actually make changes. I had to include it in my curriculum. I've been teaching a long time, and only in the last few years have I had to start having training in diversity, inclusion, equity, belonging. And when I started this training a few years ago as an educator, I realized that this really helps the workplace. This helps my classroom. It helps my community, because now it's beneficial to everybody. Just think about it. When you feel safe, when you feel secure, when you feel like you belong, when you feel like you have a voice, when you feel like the voice is being heard, when you feel like you're being treated equally and fairly, it just opens the door for just retaining the right people, attracting the right people, and just changing the trajectory of your school and your community. So I hope that this short video on diversity, inclusion, and belonging, the definitions, have given you a few things to think about as we move forward here at Hudson Education Consultant. We love training and giving ongoing training, because it can't just be a one-day thing. When it comes to this, I mean, it's a strategy, and it takes a while to learn this, but it's so beneficial when we do. And so we don't just train, we transform. And don't forget, you are the secret sauce to your success. So if you want success in your school, in your organization, in your district, in your community, you want to embrace this change. And I like to ask people, are you future ready? Let Hudson Education Consultants help you get there.